This is the second live installment of the outlet. It's going to be like our eighth total episode. For this one, we have a new guest who's technically, I guess, been on the outlet before, but it's been a very long time. I think is actually our first episode released, but under a new name. Today we have Sohleè. He's an like up and coming rapper in Arizona, Phoenix. And then our co-host Michael, and then myself, Tannen, are all going to be here today. But I kind of just want to like jump right into like what we're kind of here for, which is I know you're dropping a project. Do you wanna just like jump right into it, like get all the business stuff out of the way first?
Yeah. Yeah, I got an EP dropping tomorrow. It's called Three Piece. Um, it's like, what is going on,
Why we
bro?
got your crotch in the cam?
Like,
My bad.
nah, but I got a new EP dropping tomorrow called Three Piece. Just three records, three pieces. Produced by Appetite, aka It's Your Boy, and then the homie Stefan. Um, shit. This is just some quick shit I wanted to get out at the top of the year. Something cool. I got other shit coming with it. You know what I mean? I got like a short film coming with it, kind of like a short film interview type thing coming with it, and then also like a three-part visual as well for it. So yeah, some shit, some cool shit happening, man.
So when you say it's three parts, is it like three full albums or is it like three EPs? Like what kind of content are you looking at?
Oh nah, so like for three piece, it's just three pieces of music within that one project. So it's three songs. So
Oh,
there's like
okay.
yeah,
Now I understand.
yeah. So like what I originally wanted to do, like the idea was like when I dropped it on Instagram, I had like the official cover art for it, and then I have the individual cover art for each individual record. So they
Okay.
kind of had like just basically treating it like a piece of artwork for real.
I feel you. So it's like you're releasing three singles all at once and like really backing each one essentially.
In a way, yeah.
But like I mean obviously they're like cohesive in a way, but like you're like really highlighting each one as if they were like singles, you know what I mean? Like everyone's getting their own
Exactly.
graphic, everyone's getting their own thing. Everyone like it's good that you're
Yeah,
like putting that effort into the whole production of it. Um
yeah.
how long has it been since your last drop?
Uh, shit. As far as like an actual project,
Yeah, like
or just like
well, I guess anything past like a single, you know what I mean? Like I know you've dropped a couple songs here and there, but
shit, like my last like real, I would say it was the BFR B side, but
okay.
that kind of flew under the radar because it was like it was just B sides and it was just
Yeah.
on SoundCloud on streaming because it couldn't make it to streaming.
Yeah.
Because those weren't original instrumentals.
Yeah.
But before that, it really just BFR. But I feel like was such a that was like a bar, so people weren't really fiending for like new music from me. They kind of were just still digesting that project. People still talk about it like, yo, I'm still digesting BFR to this day and shit. And that was like what, 3 years ago. So it was
Yeah.
like cool. But I just felt like as an artist, I'm like, man, I want to put new shit out. So that's when I kind of just was just dropping a bunch of singles and then here and there. And then once like 20 like around the end of 2020 came, I was just like, man, I want to just drop a project, like a quick little project. I had it done already in like August, September, around there, and I was gonna drop it in September. The three piece I'm speaking on, I was gonna drop it in September, but I held off on it because I was like, nah, it's not the right time. So I held off of that, and then was like, I'm gonna just drop it in February. So shit, here we are now.
Okay. So like how long were you working on it in total?
Not long. It didn't really take me too long. I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember how long I was working on it. I think I worked on it for maybe a few days, maybe up to a week or something like that. But it had to be a few days. It wasn't too long. Like, cause I did that shit when I was living at the budgets, and I was just like recording all day, and those were the three songs that came out. And I was recording myself, and then I took it to the actual studio, and I think I took it to the actual studio maybe like a month later, or maybe less than that. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember the time frame. It just wasn't long. It was like real fast, like 1, 2, 3. So I don't really know how long. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, I was probably
I
hot.
liked I liked Replay. I think it's called Replay Jones. It's pretty good. I mean, they're all really good. Like Mr. Culprit, you dropped that. I re-released that. That was very good. I feel like that one did very well on SoundCloud if you care about
Yeah.
numbers. Um, my personal favorite was Forever. In my opinion, that's the best one. That one's a bop for sure. Who produced that?
Fresco. Fresco did.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Yeah, man, he went crazy on that shit. I was like, wow, okay. When he sent that, I was like, all right, bro, you gave me some heat. I'm gonna go ahead and do something to this, and it just gave me that feeling. It gave me that, to me personally, it gave me that like 98, 99 Master P No Limit type of feeling, and that's why like I approached the record like how I approached it, because I was like, that's how I feel, because I grew up off of music like that. So I'm like, fuck, I'm about to get on some real like turnt shit, but like talk my shit how I talk my shit. So that's when like that came, and I ended up doing the cover art for it and shit. I'm like, oh, okay, this is dope. So yeah, yeah,
I
man.
had different feeling when I heard it. Like the way I received it was, it kind of reminds me of when Wale fell in love with like the disco phase. Like he kind of never really fell in love with it, but like there's like a bop to it, like compared to some of the other tracks. Like, I mean, Mr. Culprit, that's a whole different feeling than Forever.
Facts.
Forever reminds me like if you're gonna like compare it, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to put you in a box because I don't think you make the same like one record like over and over again, but it kind of reminded me of like some K Tronada shit, some Gold Link K Tronada, like a bounce to it. I love that right now. That's like all I listen to, so I've been listening to that over and over again.
We
All
all
right.
like
I got
encountered
kicked
something
out
right
last
there.
week.
Damn. Okay. So yeah, what were you saying, bro? My bad.
I
I
think we
was
were.
just talking about the Forever record and talking about what it reminded me of. I mentioned that it reminded me of like Gold Link, K Tronada type bop. Um
Mm, yeah.
like I I like it's not to put you like that's just what I prefer right now. It just felt there's like more energy to the song compared to some of your other tracks. So I mean, I like all the tracks. One song that I know is the opposite would be like I think I mentioned Mr. Culprit because that's like a different that's like I don't know that when I think of like a history of rap, I feel like you could like it's a timeless thing. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
like you know how like when people make music, it's like all right, this is this time frame. It sounds like this time frame, and then this time frame like this you could put it anywhere like and I feel like it just fits
Yeah.
that Mr. Culprit track.
That record is that record is funny. That's one of my favorites, but it's funny because the story behind it, like the story behind it is kind of like greater than the record in a sense. Like, because I was hot about some shit that was, you know what I'm saying, about this whole music shit and the whole, whatever scene and shit. And like, I remember I was venting to you about it on the phone, and you was just like, bro, just make a song. Like, just make a song. I was like, all right. I went into, it had to be like 12 a.m., bro, like late as fuck. Cause I was up, and I was just up. And um, I went to my grandma's, got all my equipment, got my laptop, got my headphones, got my mic, got my little MIDI, went to my grandma's truck, put the little uh, because the way I would set it up, I would put like the blankets like over the truck so that the sound wouldn't bounce off the windows and shit, and to kind of condense the sound or whatever. And I did that shit, and I had to like hurry up because my laptop dies really quick and the battery drains super quick. So I had to like make sure I got the takes like fully correct. And that's why I was like, I guess that's why the energy in that song sounds the way it does, because it was just like I had to like make sure I hurried up, and I was mad as fuck at the same time while making that song. So it was like all of that combined into one, it just made that shit you know, sound the way it is. And then when it dropped, I wasn't expecting for people to receive it the way it was received. But as time went on, people were like, "Yo, people really like it." So, yeah,
I remember that day, the day you called. I was working at the Dollar General on 67th and Van Buren at the time, and I was an assistant manager, and I wasn't allowed to leave on for lunch. You had to go in this back room where like the cameras are, and it makes sense because it's like not a good neighborhood like at all. And so I remember I went to McDonald's on the phone and like we were talking the whole time, and we were just like, yeah, like you said, just decompressing in the situation because I mean, at the time, I was really invested in like everything that you did. So I was like, I felt the same way, bro. I like that. Like, so when the record came out, it like, because you don't like we didn't. It's not like we had a conversation and like you told me what you were gonna like record or anything. It just happened. Like it happened. Like you said, it happened the same day, and then it came out like a few weeks later. And like I'm pretty sure when it came out, it was like the same day I probably heard it the first time.
yeah,
And it like it did really well. I mean, I feel like you don't make music to sound a certain way. You just make music to like express yourself. Like
yeah, yeah. I think that's what like people don't really get is like I'm not trying to cultivate a sound for anybody or like for myself. It's just if I it's just like just putting myself in the music, just being one with the instrumental, with the beat. It's not really about like I've heard people say like, "Oh yeah, man, this is the sound of Phoenix." I'm like, no, it's not. Like I'm not trying to sound like Phoenix, Arizona. Like I'm just putting whatever is going through my head or how I feel or whatever experiences, that's what's being translated into the music, into the art. I just happen to be from Phoenix, Arizona, and that affected me growing up here. That just kind of shaped me who I am. So it's like, of course, you're gonna hear about me talk about the city a lot. You're gonna hear about me talk about these people who also live in the city. You're gonna hear me talk about these certain landmarks or these certain places because this is just where I am. If I was living in fucking Atlanta, if I was living in LA, New York, or some shit, it would be the same thing. It's just I'm not trying to like give the fucking city a sound. Like I'm not trying to do all that. Like I just want people to know, like, I'm just speaking my truth every time I get on the mic. Like, I'm not trying to do all that extra shit everybody do. Yeah, I really feel like I'm not even a part of the scene, to be honest. Like, I feel like the Batman of this shit, and I think that's tight as fuck to me. Like, I feel like the vigilante of this shit because there's a lot
I
of
mean, you
people that like they respect what I do, but it's also like they don't really. I wouldn't say they don't fuck with me, but it's like how they treat Batman. Basically, how they treat Batman is kind of like how they perceive Batman is how I'm perceived.
But
I'm
the
the
thing about Batman is that he's not super in any way compared to any of those other people. Whereas I do think you're often more talented than these same people.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's
So I feel like you're in a different position than Batman.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
But Batman, I guess, takes care of business at the end of the day. So I get what you're saying. Like, they just treat him a certain way, and either way, you're just getting the job taken care of.
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
got and you don't got $1 million at your disposal right now. You know, like you're
What's
not
the
Batman.
butler's name?
Uh,
What's the butler's name in Batman?
Alfred.
Yeah, you need yourself an
Alfred.
Alfred. A guy who's just
Bruh,
like
like
designing
so
you shit, who's just like making shit, and then like letting you be Batman.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to get the outfit. I'm gonna have to get the Batmobile, all that shit. Give me a
Yeah.
all black Lamborghini or
Oh,
something.
what's the best Batmobile you think? Like, I like the old school one when like Jack Nicholson was the Joker. That Batman car was fucking sick with like the wingtips and like the sick motor in the front. Like, bro,
I actually went for the OG one is always good. That's always good.
I had that Hot Wheel.
that top tier.
I
Yeah,
had that. I used to collect Hot Wheels, bro. Shit is crazy.
same. I had a bunch of Hot Wheels. I got like tracks a couple
I had a
times.
suitcase.
A suitcase.
Bro,
Oh yeah, I remember it had like little containers in there. Like little.
the little blue one. I had
Mhm.
one of those.
Damn,
Yeah.
we were mobbing with our Hot
On top.
Wheels, bro.
On top.
You
Going to
guys
my
still
friend's
got them?
house.
Do you guys still have any of those?
No,
I'm sure, honestly,
I
there's
had
somewhere at
some
this
Dub
house.
City. I had some Dub City ones because they were like kind of expensive. One Christmas, my dad got me like 5 of them, and I kept them. And I just recently opened them for Oliver, so
Nice.
I had them for like 20 years. No,
Just-
yeah, 20 years.
And so they were unopened that whole time, or like you just got them back out for him.
Yeah, they were unopened. They were in the package.
Wild. I got toys like that.
I should have looked on eBay.
My grandpa was like, "Yo, these will be worth something someday." So they're just like on my shelf in a box. It's like an airplane thing, but it's like I took it out a couple times. It's like a fucking heavy duty ass like model airplane thing. So I wasn't trying to fuck with it. If I dropped that shit on my foot, it would hurt. So go with that. Go with the little Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
Damn, does Oliver play with Hot Wheels?
No, not really, bro. We because of his eye condition, we kind of like let him start playing video games. We kind of like let him, and that's what he does. He plays video games
And then
and
he reads.
watches TV, and he reads.
It's wild. It's yeah, bro. Hopefully he don't end up like me because he already sounds like me. Hopefully he ends up
Bro, for real.
more like you.
So he has tourist placements. You're a tourist, and like
Yeah.
so he is kind of like you, bro. He's a little spaz too, low key.
Yeah.
Smart, but like
Uh,
kind of a dick at the same time.
Hey, okay, so like, yes, I agree that sometimes I've gone too far. It's been a very long time since I've done that. Now I feel like I can more claim just being like honest. You know what I mean? Now I feel like in my adulthood, out of like the child adolescence ridiculousness, now I'm just like just brutally honest. I feel like I've lost the mean part of when I'm saying stuff to people, which is like very big. Because I used to just be like go for the throat, even if it wasn't shit that I like believed or said or like anything. Like I was just trying to fuck with people at a certain point.
It's because you were like the youngest kid in your school, so you always knew you were smarter than everyone. Like,
Well, I like
so
went
you
to
like
school with all the same kids from like preschool through high school. You know what I mean? Like in my town, like I knew the kids forever. Like think about even if you went to school in the same district forever, how many new kids came and went and like all that
every
crazy
year.
shit. And if you just move like sometimes 2-3 streets down in Phoenix, you're going to a brand new school. Like shit's just
Facts.
going crazy in Phoenix, you know what I mean? You mean all kinds of different people, your whole like everything is changing every year potentially, maybe. Like especially if like low income people are moving all the fucking time. So like
But that's how it was like
I went to a lot of
moving from Estrella to Castro. That's a whole.
yeah,
That's
bro.
two different worlds,
Yeah. And
and
like
they're down the street.
They're right next to each other.
Yeah, it's like 3 minutes apart. It is
Yeah.
two different worlds, bro. That shit is crazy.
there was like
Desert
another
Sky
school.
Mall
No, go talk about Desert Sky
to
because that
Oso
place
Park.
wild.
Desert Sky Mall to Oso Park, bro. They're like less than a mile away from each other.
Yeah.
I went to Pena, so that's like right before.
Oh, you
Like they
did?
didn't have Castro there, but they're in the same spot. Yeah.
I went there too. I went there in 5th grade. It was wild for me. I was fading everybody, bro. I was catching phase. I was catching phase with everybody.
I went there the first year it was open, so like
Oh shit.
so it was like brand new.
Mm.
Y-
Mm.
You guys
Yeah.
ever like
I'm
go
pretty
back by
sure.
those places that you like used to go to school at and shit, or like drive past like memorable spots where like I don't know if you were like a skater or something, you like landed like your first kickflip or something. You ever like drive past those places and just like reminisce for a second?
Oh yeah, off top. I was just on the west side not too long ago, like earlier today. Yeah, so like shit. I'm always driving past the school, like Trevor Brown.
Mm.
Sometimes I'll randomly just walk through the mall just to feel like I'm in middle school again, type shit. Like, I used to walk in that Hot Topic every single day just to try on some skinny jeans that I was never gonna buy. Like,
And bro, I remember Hot Topic. I used to get
Hot Topic,
posters from there a lot.
right?
It's
Yeah,
funny.
They used to have a KB Toys there at that mall.
man.
I
And
don't even know what a KB
Jason
Toys
Penn,
is. Is that
Jason
like a
Penn.
Toys R Us type deal? KB
Shit,
Toys.
They were just inside of malls. I don't know. There was one at Arrowhead and one at Desert Sky. So I don't know what's there now. It's probably some sort of fast fashion Mexican like skinny pant store. You know what I'm talking about? Where they have all the mannequins
Yeah.
like dressed
Bro,
up
they
a
got
certain
about
way.
a million stores like that, bro. They got everywhere you go is a store like that. They got a quinceanera store everywhere, bro. Like,
They used to have
That's for real.
Ekaru.
So I feel like that's when these families are spending their most amount of money. You know what I mean? So everyone knows it. Everyone's trying to exploit it. They're like, they're normally frugal people. They got mouths to feed. They got shit to do. But you know what? When their daughter turns 15, they about to throw down. Let's get them. So all
they,
the shops are set up around these parties. You know what I mean? And because there's so many goddamn people, it's a lucrative business. Everyone's turning 15 some fucking day.
Every weekend.
they smart, bro. I'm telling you, economics, bro. They
It's
know. They
wild.
know what's happening.
That shit's
They,
funny.
they
Supply and demand, baby.
I feel
off of 83rd and Canto, they kicked they got the QT out of there and they put a restaurant over there.
yeah.
They going crazy. I fuck with it. I fuck with the entrepreneurship. That's what I like.
Yeah. Dude, when you see an opportunity, you
What
just
is
gotta
it? Mariscos or something?
hop on.
I think it's like a taco spot or a fish spot or something like that. Something. This one of those. This big as hell too.
Some West Side
It's
shit, you know.
that's crazy.
I'm just fucking with you. That shit would kill on like if you just drop that in like South Scottsdale, it would also kill. You know what I mean? If it was like some real shit, because they don't have none of that shit over there. Have to get somebody to try it, some Karen. But what's the nice version of a Karen? That's just like a white lady who's just like she's cool, but you know she's a white lady.
Amber's a little.
We don't
Okay.
we don't acknowledge them.
Yeah, but those are the ones that you kind of want because white people do talk to other white people, and then like they're like the bridge. You know what I mean? Hopefully they attract
Ashley,
more Ambers and Ashleys.
Amber's. Sometimes
One of my good friends, Molly. We're gonna call the good
Molly.
white
Okay, yeah,
women Molly.
the Mollies. Yeah, you gotta get the Mollies because number one, they're the type of people that like post on Yelp. Like I guarantee you, none of us three have ever fucking posted on Yelp, and I ain't never gonna. You posted on Yelp? What happened?
yeah,
Tell us. What's the post? Good or bad?
it was bad. I was at my cousin's
You a
house.
Karen?
Went to the Jack in the Box. I was just being an asshole. I ain't gonna flex. Like I was just like, oh, I don't like the way this tomato is
Jack in the Box.
burger. I don't like the way this is. I gave
okay.
a long ass post about
Yeah.
nothing, bro. Just nothing, and it was the funniest shit ever. I was like, yo,
D-
I'm finna start doing Yelp reviews. But I haven't done one since then. That shit was
Yeah, lost
had to be over
motivation.
5 years.
You had to roast the corporate restaurant. You know what I mean? That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
It's when you roast like the family shops. I'm just like, man, fuck
So I
off.
can't-
Yeah, but there's
That's the
people that
fact.
will, man. That's the fucked up part. So I kind of want to get into this name change situation. What
Okay.
what brought it about? Like, why'd you decide to change your name?
I'm gonna be honest. I always wanted to change my name since I was like 16. It's just when when I had the Slater Black name, I was like, man, I want to change it to something else. So I changed it. And this when I was 16. I changed it to Tamir Sohleè, which is my first name. Sohleè being my middle name. and I had that shit for like 2 days. Nobody knew, nothing like that. I changed all of my I changed all of my usernames, all of my handles, all that shit, social media, blah blah blah. And then 2 days, maybe like a day or two passed, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna change all that shit back. And then I had Slater Black for all those years, and then I was just like, bruh, like I'm not really feeling the Slater Black shit no more. It just feels like a fucking character for some reason. I don't want to be a character. I was like, let me change this to something that's more connected to me. And that's when I just changed it to Sohleè. I had called up one of the homies and I was at his crib. I was like, man, how you feel if I just, change my shit to Sohleè, my middle name? He's like, just do it. I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna do that shit. Fuck it. And then I changed it. And then I was like, how you feel if I was like, you think I should just announce it to people? He was like, yeah, fuck it. I was like, all right, then shit, I'm gonna do that. And then that's when I posted it on the Instagram. It was just real sporadic. It was just real sporadic, real spontaneous. That's just how I am anyway. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just do it and then see how people feel about it. But people were like, they were real receptive. Like the reception of it was real positive because it was like, damn, that's tight. Like that's unique. What does that mean? People weren't necessarily like, what the fuck is that? Like, why you changing your name to Soleil? Like that shit was trash. It was more intriguing to people. Like, why? What was especially when I told people that was my middle name. Like, what made you change it to that instead of it being like why did you do that? Like, we like Slater Black better. Why did you do that? It was more like, you know,
Yeah. I feel like some of the top artists all just have their name as their production name too. You know what I mean? If you're thinking about like Kanye's just Kanye, Kendrick's just Kendrick, and like if you're just trying to not necessarily model it after them, but represent yourself in the way that they do, you know what I mean? It almost just makes sense to just use your own name.
yeah. And then I also feel like it. I feel like it, at least on a creative level, it propelled me as an artist. Like I feel like I leveled up after I made the name change. Not necessarily making people want to take me more serious, but kind of just seeing like, okay, like bro's like he about to, he finna be on his way, like he finna do some super different shit. At least that's how I look at it. Like, I know from the outside looking at myself, I'm like, okay, Slater Black was that kid who was just trying to push his music out, you know what I mean, and trying to, do his thing, grind out, drop songs, blah blah blah. And then now it's like, okay, here's
Because you're a real fucking person, right?
yeah, it's like now here's Soleil, exactly the real fucking person who's like who's like on his business, who's like doing his thing. He's like, okay, he's dropping music, he's got a clothing brand, he's actually doing his shit now. So it's a growth. That's why I like the fact that I did make the name change and I did do all that shit in front of people and I wasn't afraid to like showcase that because now you see the growth from when I was the fucking kid Slater Black to like now I'm the fucking, the young man fucking Soleil, you know what I'm saying? So I think that shit is cool. It's just showing that growth now.
Yeah. So if Slater Black was like was the name a character, obviously, because like you also say that like your music is never like changed to just be a certain way. You know what I mean? It's not like you were playing a role through your music. So do
Right.
you think there's going to be any sort of change in that process? You being a different name, like is that really the only thing that's changing, or are you going to approach things a little bit differently with that? You know what I mean?
Um no, yeah, as far as the music, it's always like, I always want to challenge myself creatively every time. But uh I don't think it really changed how I approach it in a way. Just because, like you said, like I wasn't never really playing a character. So I think with me not playing a character in my music, but having that, I guess, character like name, I guess it never really mixed to me in my head. And I think with having the real, like my actual birth name, um, being with the music and the way I approach my music, I think it just goes hand in hand. I think that's what really I think that's what really the level up is. It's kind of like if the name was like a fucking Power Ranger and then like the music was a Power Ranger, and they just Mighty Morph type shit, and then like came as one. So now they finally met up together. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's just more of just taking what I do more serious, like just all in all around. Even outside of music, just taking everything I do way more serious instead of
Yeah. So it's been a while since I've kind of like talked to you. We've had like a couple meetings, just like happenstance in different places, but like, is this like still gonna be all under like LGDA? Is that still going on? Like, what's happening there? I really
yeah.
I didn't do too much research. I'm gonna be honest, just so I
No,
could
it's
like be
good. No,
talking to you and shit.
no, this is good. No, because this shit I want to talk about. The Live Great thing, I'm pushing that shit to the back burner. Um, just off the fact that like I realized I was never supposed to be a part of no collective. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really supposed to be a part of at least the type of like artist that I am, and the person that I am. It's like I'm not a I'm not a group member. You know what I mean? Like I've tried that shit. I tried it before Live Great. I was in a group when I was in high school, and that shit didn't work out because it's like when people realize that, like, oh, okay, yeah, he's dope too. He's dope, but damn, that kid dope as well. People start getting in their feelings. They start feeling a certain way. All I'm doing is just playing my role, but you know, but when you fucking, when you're at a certain level of creativity, people start to feel, a little bit discouraged because of that energy you bring to the table. So it's like, you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, push to the back burner. And then also it's like, we Live Great, man. We had like fucking 10 members and shit. We had like 8 to 10 fucking members. And it was like everybody slowly dispersed. And it was like, all right, cool. Y'all don't want to fucking, everybody looking at me like, yo, so, what's the next move for us? It's like, get in the fucking studio. What are you talking about? Get in the studio. It's not hard. Like that's really what we need to do. Drop music, drop music, drop music. Do these videos, drop music. Keep fucking hitting them. Act like be a fucking annoying toddler to these people. Like let's keep making noise. But everybody was so soaked up on like other shit that was outside of it and all this internal bullshit. And it was like, all right, cool. So it kind of just shut down. And then, it was just really me and running at the time. Um, and then that kind of like that relationship kind of got weird. So it was like, all right, this shit kind of looks stupid if it's just me trying to push a whole collective by myself like that. It just looked dumb. So I was like, let me just, you know, push this to the back burner because what I really wanted to like is completely way more than a fucking label to be, like a committee, like a community for real, to where we represent not just rap artists, but fucking jazz musicians, ballet dancers, and fucking sculptors, and you know what I'm saying? Just some real big shit. Like I want my shit to be like Apple, but on a more creative side, less like less computers and shit. Even though I do want to incorporate tech, but it's like I'd rather my shit be like on a very creative side to where it's like, you know, I don't know how to really explain it, but it's just the idea I have for Live Great ultimately is something so great that it would make no sense to try to focus all that energy right now where I can just focus on Sohleè and the brand of Sohleè, the music and the new clothing brand that I have and shit. So it's like, you know, that's really where I'm at right now, pushing that shit to the back burner. Um, but yeah, that's really where it is. Man.
I feel you. With that idea of like always kind of pushing stuff out, I feel like that is super important, specifically like in this time period, like only kind of focusing on that because of the pandemic, essentially. Like you're not really able to focus on shows and like outdoor marketing, throwing events. None of that stuff is really possible. So just
Right.
people are also because of that ingesting content and like going through stuff at like a crazy rate right now. So like if you
Yeah.
were to put out like a new song every week, 2 weeks, I think that obviously if you're able to maintain quality, like if you had done that all through the pandemic, you would have definitely seen growth. Any
Yeah.
real artist, you know what I mean? And like this stuff's not over. So you still got time to start doing that. And like now that it is kind of just you focusing on it, do you think that like we can expect more music pretty soon after the 3-part coming up?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Like everything coming after 3 piece, like my whole thing was to just drop mad EPs, like mad EPs. And like it's funny because with the music shit, I'm not necessarily the way I approach it is way more different. Like I'm having more fun with it than I did before. Like I'm not going in with the intentions of I need to get this amount of streams, I gotta make this amount of money back. I gotta like get these amount of views and these amount of plays because it's like there's no money in this music shit. To be completely honest, there's no money in this shit. The shit I've been experiencing, talking to the people too, and conversations that I've had with people who are like deep in the industry, there ain't no money in this shit. It's like why would I waste my time going so crazy with the music and making sure I gotta make sure I make about $10,000 off this project alone. It's like fuck that shit. I'm just gonna put out music, have fun, motivate the people, inspire the people, entertain the people. But my focus is fashion. Like that's where I'm at. Like that's when I have the buckets and I have the sweatshirts coming and shit. Like that's my focus. But to your original question, yeah, like definitely expecting way more music from me, like beyond 3 piece. Like I want to drop mad EPs and just boom, just fucking giving them out. Like we fucking making 4 cars and shit. Like honestly, assembly line that shit. Real.
Yeah. When is the merch coming out? I didn't even know there was gonna be merch with it. Or like you said, bucket
Yeah,
hats and
well,
tees.
yeah, not for 3 piece. That's the thing too. I don't really my whole approach, bro, is completely different now. It's like I'm not even really doing merch like at all. Like I don't have any. I had original merch for 3 piece, but I was like, it's trash. It was just trash. You know what I mean? I think Mike. I actually gotta give you your shirt, Mike, to be honest, but because you have my one. But I just think it's trash. I thought it was garbage, so I was like, I'm not gonna put it out. But
One of
instead of
one.
me, huh?
Said Mike's getting a one of one.
No, there are a couple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you better keep
Type
that
shit.
shit.
But no, man. Like instead of me doing like merch for these projects, it's just gonna be so it's like Sohleè. You have the Sohleè music, and then the projects, and then beyond the music, I have like the actual uh like clothing line, like fashion line. So it's like the actual Soleil fashion line. So instead of me just dropping, you know, fucking hat and hoodies and all that regular shit motherfuckers be dropping all the time. I'm just when I drop music, I'm just collection. So it's like cool. I just dropped new music. Yeah, it doesn't have merch to it, but here's a dope ass collection of like an actual clothing, apparel that what I'm saying, that's dropping and shit. So that's how I'm really just treating it. The music is just fun to me at this point. It's not really something that I'm like stressing over. If that makes sense.
Fair. So you are
Like
like with this like name change does come a pretty big change. Like your focus seems like it's drastically changing from what it
yeah,
was. You know what I mean? As
yeah,
Slater Black and like being there through the whole making of BFR, like that was the goal. Like we were trying to go on tour. We were trying to like that's what it was. So
yeah,
there is pretty big changes coming on the horizon past the name change.
yeah.
Do you have any sort of like timeline or anything for when we're gonna start seeing these fashion items show up? Or
I want to say by March. I want to say by March for sure.
okay,
Getting pieces together. I'm trying to get the website together. Gonna have that together. Gonna get the content and everything. Um, Hopefully by March it should be everything should be up and running for everybody to go and cop it. Yeah, man. We trying to. I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to get on my Louis and Gucci like for real. Not like fast fashion, but like that that level. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, why can't we be on that level? Why has everybody got to be a Supreme? Why does everybody got to be a sissy? Why can't we have our own Louis? Why can't we have our own Gucci? Why can't we have our own fucking Saint Laurent? It's like these niggas did it. Like, why can't we do it? So it's
yeah,
like that's how I look at, like, I know like they don't really care about fashion, but that's how I look at like
You trying to
art.
tell a spooky story right now, Mike? What are you doing over there?
I'm sorry. I'm listening to the story. I just like I look dark,
I feel you.
nah,
so I found a flashlight.
I
But
don't
what
think
were you
that's the
saying?
move.
You were saying something.
nah, but like
No.
that's how I look at like I look at like the Heart Boys and Never Good
Yeah,
Enough.
I was
And
gonna
I know
say
they make
they
streetwear.
the Gucci's of Phoenix right now, bro.
That's what I'm saying. And I know they make the streetwear shit and they don't care about that high fashion shit.
Hmm.
But I'm like, dog, y'all realize y'all the ones out here. Y'all gotta take that shit. I feel like y'all gotta take that shit to that fucking level to where it's like,
Yeah,
even though to the level where you can say like Fashion Week reaches out to them and they can decline that shit, like, to that type of level to where they can choose whether or not they want to be a part of Fashion Week.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
I
mean,
think we deserve to have that type of shit.
yeah. I mean, based on the conversation we had kind of last week, though, is that's like not necessarily like the goal in a way. Like obviously their goal is to be able to sustain this brand and do what they want, but like they're not
Right.
chasing. Christian's not chasing the bag necessarily. You know, he's
Nah,
chasing to build heart, and that's all he really cares about. So like I think those things will naturally come in the sense, but I think he would deny it for other reasons than not needing it. Maybe just not wanting to be associated. Be like,
but
nah.
that's what I'm saying though. Being to that point where you built such a community and such a name for
Yeah.
yourself, and motherfuckers are so loyal to the brand, so
Mhm.
where you have people like, these fucking Saint Laurents and these fucking
Yeah. Well, I
Louis.
mean, like if you think about like the people who started like um freaking any streetwear brand like Stussy and shit, like there were the us to Christians, you know what I mean? There were the people that knew them from the very beginning and like are still buying their shit 20 years later. You know,
Right.
and that's gonna be me. You know, for as long as Heart and Never Good Enough are dropping shit, like I'm probably gonna be copping.
On
So,
top.
so like I think we're just there in the beginning stages of it. You know what I mean? Like I think that stuff is coming, and obviously as they grow, like they know what's gonna help them grow right now, which is like these more like clever designs and stuff. But once they're a bigger brand and stuff, I do think they will both step into more like fashionable items that aren't necessarily like logo based and design based.
Right. Right.
I mean, I know for sure Christian's working on something. I mean, the Hard Boys are working on something that's gonna be less streetwear. I think it just like getting someone to do the work. I think is like what they're looking for.
Right.
But
Okay, yeah.
there's something really cool coming. If ABO comes this year, I don't know. I know he said he was trying to get a sample done, so I don't want to say what it is because it's not my place, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Um,
But either way, all the friends are making stuff. All the friends are doing stuff. So like, you pretty much worked with everybody that's already done some stuff, and I guess I would consider streetwear still fashion. You know what I mean? So, definitely hit up your resources, man, as you're going through everything. I think you're muted.
Me?
No, Mike. He looked like he
Oh,
was talking for a sec.
oh, what I was gonna say is I feel like he knows that because we recently had a conversation and he checked in with me and in reality like in the last year we like Spider and I have only talked like a handful of times. I've gotten a couple songs to check out, but we didn't really talk. And then we had that conversation for like an hour. What was that like at the beginning of the year, last month sometime?
yeah.
Um, and you sound like you got everything lined up, bro.
Yeah, man. It's how to like reassess myself. How to really evaluate myself, like how I want to do things and see things, creativity, just life in general, man. Like how I treated myself, how I treated the people around me. You know what I'm saying? That shit really taught me a lot. I really learned a lot. And me just being only 23, I'm just like, damn, all right, cool. I can really all the shit I learned being a kid and shit like that. I take all of that knowledge and I can apply it to the shit I'm doing now. You know what I mean? Take bits and pieces here, but yeah, man, it's a lot going on, bro. It's been a fucking what seems like a long journey really has because like BFR, like when you go back to BFR, it's like that shit didn't seem too long ago, even though it was at the same time. It was just like it was such an era. You know what I'm saying? Like it was such a fucking era. Like you can never deny the shit we was doing. You know what I mean? So, and then fast forward into now, it's like you can see that I took all of that shit, good and bad, all the information, all the knowledge, everything, and it's kind of led me up to this point to where you have a name change, you have my focus being a whole different route instead of like putting all the energy just into music. Now I'm just like, okay, I'm in the building an empire, like instead of like you know doing the other shit. I'd rather just build a whole infrastructure.
I, I think as long as you got a decent plan and you keep doing shit, you're gonna go wherever you want to go.
Right.
I I told someone shared this story with somebody the other day, but I was like smoking weed and I was playing 2K in the latest fucking night, and I haven't really played video games or watched sports in a long time. Like I know some players that were relevant, 5 years ago maybe, and
Tim
so I
Tebow,
was
you know he's still in
playing
the league
2K.
throwing touchdowns.
Bet. But I was playing 2K and I was playing my career and I was coming off the bench. I was playing the bench team and I was like Lou Williams came off the bench and bro, he was scoring a bunch of points on my team. And I was just like, bro, Lou Williams is still in the league. And I was thinking like he's solid, right? Like he's obviously a solid player. That's why he's still in the league. But like he must like one be talented, two like just put in the work, show up to work every day, like compete every day. And so I thought about like how that relates to my life and people around me, and like what I realize is in order to be known for something or um to get to a place you want to get to, you gotta put the fucking work in. You gotta do it. You can't just talk about it. You can't just talk about all the things that you want to do
Facts.
over and over again. Get mad at yourself for not doing anything. You just gotta go do it. Even if you fail. I've failed a million times. So many times.
That's part of the process.
And I feel like I've learned so many things. Like I've learned like what not to do. I've learned shortcuts to shit, because I tried this way and that didn't work, but like hey, if you like tweak this and this, like you're gonna get this shit done. So um yeah, I feel like you making the name change, like music coming. I've heard the music that's coming. Like it's fucking good, bro. It's like BFR was really good, but like I feel like this is different energy.
Yeah.
And it sucks we're in quarantine because like you can't feel it the same way. And you know, like there aren't as many people listening as like it deserves to be fucking listening because anyone listen to this shit is solid music. Anytime I showed it to anyone, I never had anyone say anything bad. It was always like they were surprised that it was good, because it's like we're just people showing a local rapper like music to somebody. So
Right.
like their perception, like I'm thinking they're gonna like they don't have to like it. They can lie to us, and they all say, "Yo, like I played this back. Or I added this to my playlist." Like that shit. Like you have that kind of music.
Yeah, man. It's exactly, bro. It was just like going back to what you're saying. Like, in order to be great, you gotta show up every day. That's the energy that I've been completely on for a minute. Just like I gotta go hard. Like I gotta go crazy. If I don't go crazy, then it's like, what is the point of all this shit? What is the point of doing all of this if I just stop now and give up and quit? And that's why I can make shit like a 3 piece, and which I'm excited about that shit. Like I just feel like the level of music this I just feel like I'm at the level as far as creativity. I'm there with the Kendricks. I'm there with your fucking Jay-Z's. Like I'm there with that shit. Like to somebody else, like, oh yeah, he's talking a little too, he's talking spicy, but it's like, nah, go listen to that shit. Like it's up there, but because I don't get the numbers and none of that, because I'm still on the, quote unquote local circuit. But yeah, that energy is there. Like it's, I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, I'm done to prove to people like why I'm the best. You know what I'm saying? And I started kind of talking my shit a little bit more. And on, I'll be on the internet or Twitter, Instagram. I kind of, I let my nuts hang a little bit because I feel like, damn, I put a lot into what I'm doing for me to like. It doesn't make sense for me to be quiet if I'm making music like this. Like if I'm doing this shit and I'm making music like this and it sounds like this and the shit that I'm saying, and I'm only 23, but I'm rapping like I'm fucking 32. Yeah, I deserve to let my huevos hang down the fucking ground. What? Like, yeah, I'm that nigga. Like, you can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't deny this shit. My pen game is retarded, bro. It's stupid, but it's still a lot of more work to be done. Like, I still have a lot more ground to cover, and that's the shit that excites me. Is like, okay, if I'm sounding like this now, imagine within the next 5 to 10 years is what it's about to be like. They're gonna have to give me the key to the city then. So, you know what I'm saying? Fuck a Grammy. Give me the key to the city in a statue. I'll be straight.
And a statue.
Just give me a statue, bro. I'll be good. Like, give me a statue in front of like fucking Desert West Park or something. I'll be good.
You know, it's wild. It was very off topic, but Tom Brady's probably going to get a statue in Tampa and New England.
Yo, shout out to Tom Brady, even though Tom Brady a weirdo, but shout out to Tom Brady because he's one of the best quarterbacks that ever hit the league, bro.
Don't even say like, one of. Don't disrespect him like that.
Okay, Tom Brady's that dude, but it's just like he do weird shit.
You really gonna call him one of the best quarterbacks in the league? Bro, he's the greatest of all time. Let's just say it now. I don't like Tom Brady. I ain't fuck with him. But, bro, there's no denying it at this point.
I don't know, man. Because, I mean, yeah.
He got a MAGA hat, bro.
Bro, brand new team. Granted, he stepped into like a mega offense. One year. That's all he took. Basically, and just ran with it, went to the Super Bowl, won that shit.
Yeah, he took the Buccaneers to the Super Bowl.
Bro, on the way, he beat Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, and then fucking that like second string dude on Washington. Like he went in, bro.
Tom Brady's that guy. I'm just be honest.
He is. As a Pats fan in a way, I know you said before we kind of started. How does that make you feel?
Like
seeing him hold it up for another team.
Yeah, him and Randy Moss, like they were the reason why I fucked with the Patriots. And I remember they were going against the Steelers, and it was that time that like the Super Bowl was out here in AZ.
It was against the Giants.
It was the Giants. Yeah. You're right. It was the Giants. Yup, it was the Giants. And they were.
That was the perfect season.
Bro, that was such a fire Super Bowl, and I almost won tickets because they had that NFL experience shit.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was playing flag football, they had like, okay, if your team wins, then you get a family pack.
Damn.
I'm catching everything, bro. I'm telling you, I'm making every single TD, every single fucking play.
What'd you say to your team after you didn't win?
This what happened, bro. This what happened. My teammates was hating on me because I was making fucking. I was like, bro, I'm finna take everybody to this motherfucker to the game. What are you talking about? Like, what are you hating on me for? Like, I'm making every single touchdown, and they didn't pass it to me, and then we end up fucking losing, bro. We were this close. My mom and my sister could have went to the fucking Super Bowl.
Damn.
Lil Brad and his fucking.
Dude, you would have seen the David Tyree helmet catch in person. That's like one of the greatest catches in NFL history. Damn, you should have slapped the shit out those kids after.
Bro, it was terrible, bro. 4 tickets could have won, bro. It was terrible. I was hot.
That's funny. Did you play any other like little kid sports? Like I only played baseball when I was like a little kid, and then I played like Pop Warner 1 year before I got into like junior high.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. It was just always basketball and football. Like,
Oh yeah, I played basketball too. I forgot about
yeah, I
that.
stopped when I was like in freshman year, but I kind of stopped. Like, I really lost. Like, that was my first love for real. Like, basketball was like my first love. But I didn't want to go to the NBA. I wanted to go to N. I wanted to play like professional street ball. I thought that shit was fire. I was like
Yeah,
the moves and shit.
yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's what I like. I was like, fuck the NBA. And my mom
Like
was like,
playing
"Bro,
defense.
yeah, bro. I was like, I'm not trying to do all that shit. I'm trying to bounce the ball off a nigga head. Like, fuck that shit. Don't care about none of that. My mom was like, oh, you don't want to go to the NBA and make millions? None of that. Take me to the N1. Wherever they got the N1 at, that's where I'm at. Take me there. But I lost the love for that shit when I was like 13, 14. I played for Estrella middle school. We lost every single game. Every single game.
You didn't win one.
I tried out
None.
for Australia. I didn't make it.
Damn, bro.
And they lost every
got
game,
cut. I
and you didn't make it, dog. What the fuck, bro? I seen you play
Look,
basketball. You've made vast improvements then since middle school or
I
whatever.
can't dribble the ball behind. Like I can't really dribble the ball in between my legs.
You ain't got to
It's
do
like,
that.
I don't got
You
the
got to be able to
coordination.
not
I could do
give
it
up the
one way.
ball.
You just gotta be the catch and shoot,
Yeah, but
bro.
Yeah, you got to be able to
that
pass
was
it.
like that was a tryout. That was a tryout though. Was like we had to do those drills and I couldn't do it, bro.
Damn.
Couldn't do it.
Damn.
Sure.
They was trying to ask a fish to climb a tree.
And I couldn't dribble behind my back.
Hey, I ain't
What?
gonna lie. I made the team with jean shorts and DCs on. Facts. I swear to
Disrespect.
God, bro. I made it with bro.
Dude,
I called
Mike's all out here like Michael Scott, all in like a fit, fucking like a headband and shit. He's ready to go. Don't make the team. You out there in fucking jeans.
jean, bro. I had jean shorts on. I think some Stephon Marbury jean shorts and some. Yeah, it was some
Stephen
Stephon
Barry?
Marbury jean shorts and some DCs, bro. Yeah, bro.
From Stephen Barry's. Do you remember that store inside Desert Sky?
From
They
where?
used to have the Starberries. Stephen Barry's inside Desert Sky Mall.
Man, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. All I know is Steven Shoes.
You remember?
I ain't never stepped foot in there. Maybe one time, but I ain't never bought nothing from there.
Wait, called Steven Shoes?
Steven Shoes.
Is that like a
Yeah.
Payless type shit?
No, they have Jordans there. Nah, they have Jordans.
They,
Wait.
K-Swiss, Jordans, Nike.
oh, they do.
They're still around.
Wait, are
They
you talking
try-
about
they have,
Payless
like-
or
they're,
what?
like,
What are we
kind-
talking about?
Steven Shoes.
Steven Shoes? This is still a thing right now.
Momo.
Okay, I know what that is.
Maybe.
It's
I
like
know there was one on like 67th and Thomas.
yeah,
Are
that's
these
the only-
stores that
on-
only
it's,
live in the mall? Because I don't go to the mall anymore. It's been a very long time.
They don't got shit in the
I
mall.
don't go to the mall.
They got like a shoe palace,
Bro,
chic shoes.
It would be sick to get a concert venue in the mall, and you could just have shows after, and you could just pack that bitch out, like in their like food court shit. You could have
Oh,
a
that
bar in
little-
there
that
after
little-
hours. Yeah,
That little stage right there with the stairs and shit in the middle.
yeah. You just kick everyone out, have like 2 hours where you're closed, and then you just reopen as like a nighttime
just-
place. Cause what the fuck else are they doing?
La Carita de Lily.
Why not,
La
bro?
Careta de Lily be turned on, selling fucking Takis.
Hell
You
yeah.
think they
Dos,
in the mall?
dos y locos.
You think the owners
What?
actually sell that shit? Like who owns that shit?
The mall?
Yeah, like the whole mall.
I mean, it's some business owns them, I'm sure.
Cool.
Yeah. I wonder how much that shit. So I want to buy it and kick this wooden nigga out. That's what I.
Bro, I
Y'all know-
guarantee
y'all-
you could go to them and just be like, yo, I'll pay you more money for his rent. If you just get him out of here. That's what happened in.
Which
You guys
one?
ever
Which
watch
one?
Karate Kid? The new one? Or Cobra Kai, that's what it is. The new shit on Netflix.
That shit is funny,
Bro,
bro.
it do be cracking me up. You watched that, Michael?
What? Cobra Kai?
Cobra Kai, yeah. You watched the new season?
Yeah.
Bro, that shit has me weak. All these kids and these like old ass men fighting. In the first episode when he fights the kids, bro, I want to see that shit in real life. Not that I want to see kids get their ass beat, but like, yo, that would be crazy.
You just squaring up with an old ass dude and two kids trying to whoop your ass in front of
No,
the beach, bro.
for
That's
real. And it's like 3 or 4 of them. I'm just like, dude, how come? I mean, in reality, I feel like they could coordinate themselves and all just like go in. But if I saw some old dude do some Mr. Miyagi shit, that'd be crazy.
I ain't fucking with him.
Hell nah. I ain't fucking with no white dude like out in the middle, like at some store. Not in AZ. That dude's probably got a gun.
Keep carrying for
Facts.
sure.
Yeah, and
Concealed
he ain't afraid to use it and then just
for
say you
sure.
attacked him, even if you didn't do shit. Fuck that.
Especially if he's white.
Hell
If
yeah.
he's white, for sure that's happening.
Oh god.
100%.
Yeah. Nah. I'm always like tentative around white people. That's why I couldn't keep working at QT, bro. When the people would come in straight up with their guns on their hips and shit, I'd be like, oh fuck, am I about to get robbed? What's happening here? Why do you have that? Who's trying to get you? Like, what are you doing? That shit always weirded me out. Unless you like really like into some shit, like you're selling drugs or like something like that. Like I've never understood why people have weapons and they carry with them everywhere.
Yeah, the white dudes that carry them in restaurants, you gotta watch out for them. They more dangerous than whoever think is gonna get them. Honestly.
Yeah. I mean,
They-
I guess we say that, but I guess at the end of the day, if someone came in with like an AR-15 and was trying to kill everybody and that homie was there, I would be kind of
It's
thankful,
like
I guess. But that's such a
the
rare
long
circumstance.
the long ones, bro. Who gonna spray up the long ones? Like PF Chang's, they gonna spray PF Chang's up. Why you got a weapon in PF Chang's, bro?
I mean,
Like,
why would anybody be
like,
shooting up any of these places, bro? They be shooting up churches, they be shooting up fucking schools. Like, who the fuck
come on.
knows
Yeah.
what they
The
like
Mariscos-
nightclubs?
The Mariscos on 43rd and Thomas has
Yeah.
security. They pat you down before coming in.
That's
They're
good,
like, hey,
bro.
you Karen?
crazy.
That shit used to sketch me out. I feel like it's been a while since we've. I guess that's a benefit of the pandemic. There's been no mass shootings because there's no masses.
There was one recently though.
Was there? Where?
What?
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I don't know exactly where it was. But it was one though. It was
Damn.
one recently.
I mean, technically, a mass shooting is like anything over like 3 people, so it could be like a dispute that's like small scale and still be a.
He came spraying shit up. He was spraying shit up.
Hmm. I wonder. I mean, I guess there is still shit open. You know what I mean? Like if someone went to the mall and just started shooting people there.
See, and that's the thing too. That's the thing about America is like we so like closed in and what shit. Like, bro, the rest of the world is still like living their lives. Like it's open. Like Europe ain't closed.
Nah,
Europe's
that's
not
not true. A lot of these places have lockdowns. You can't do shit. And the places
Europe?
that, yeah, they go on like different.
New Zealand allow people to leave places.
Yeah, bro. There's some countries that literally, like
They had
Australia,
situations
bro.
where they brought you
Okay,
food.
Australia, okay, for sure.
Like they locked their shit down. Now they've got like 5 cases in the whole country. Our asses, meanwhile, thousands of people are dying every day.
That's true.
That's a
People
fucking
still going
joke.
mill.
That's a fucking joke, bro. That's crazy. Like
Yeah.
America, I feel like you ever watch that movie Idiocracy with Terry Crews? He's like the
Yes.
president of the United States. Bro, it's hilarious. They're like watering plants with like Gatorade and shit. It's all about like a fucked up US down the future. Our like or our brains have turned to mush because of TV and shit. And like we're just doing wild shit. That's what I felt like all of these last few years have
The
been.
lawyers, remember that?
It's been a while since I
Remember how they
watched it.
judge people?
Yeah,
The
that's
guy
how
who
about
Mike Judge created it. That's how you feel about what?
Harold and Kumar escaped Guantanamo Bay.
That's
You
the
ever seen
only
that
one
shit?
I haven't seen of all of their movies. That's the only one I haven't seen yet.
That shit. I ain't gonna lie. It's like the president funny as hell. Like he just mad racist, and they're trying to explain to him that like Harold and Kumar are innocent, but because obviously you got an Asian and a Middle Eastern, like
Yeah.
the whole time he trying to track these dudes down, they shit thinking that they terrorists.
He's like,
It's funny as shit. Like,
can't tell me nothing.
right.
Bro, that's how it really be with white people. You can't tell them shit. Once that
Um,
negative thought's in their mind, that's what it is.
Facts. Especially, I mean, when you got, the Constitution, all these, basically, a whole system is built for them to thrive. That's why I don't feel bad for white homeless people at all. Because it's like, bro, it's a whole system built for you.
Yeah.
How the fuck are you losing out here?
I think it
You should.
depends on like if there's any sort of like mental illness involved, that's different. And like cuz that's what
Okay.
a vast majority of it is like either they had no support system and they like had lower intelligence and like literally just couldn't figure shit out, or some shit like veterans getting like PTSD and like again having no support system when they get back and shit just like falling apart.
Really smart people also like um have like a high chance of what's that one, split personality like disorder?
Oh my god.
What's that? What's like the act?
I don't know what like the scientific
It's like
term.
I don't remember. There's
Like
like a movie named after it. M. Shyamalan has a movie named after
oh,
it.
I mean that movie's
Split
called
person.
Split, yeah.
Maybe that's what. uh, but like friends with somebody, or I used to be friends with somebody who mentioned that because he like was studying to be a therapist, psychologist, and like he had to do a lot of work for people. And damn, I shouldn't say this, but essentially he said that the people who end up like just going crazy sometimes are just really intelligent people who just have like one loose screw and it just like they can't do nothing about it.
I mean, that's the same with like depression and shit. Most people that are depressed have like higher intelligence. Just that
Like
awareness of like how
being a
shitty
parent,
things actually are is fucking terrible.
being a parent, I see that because like Oliver is kind of smart. So like sometimes he just be in a bad mood, and I'm like, bro, you drive your own pain, man. Like you're sad for no, like you're having an amazing day.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But it's your perception. It's how you view with how you're having that day.
yeah.
Like that determines how you feel.
But like my issue as a kid was I was always like very aware of like the world situation. You know what I mean? So like I always let that get to me. Even if my life was like totally fine, I'd be fucking just like mad or sad about. Bro, when I found out like I can't remember what movie. I think it's like Blood Diamond or something. I watched that shit when I was little. I was like younger than 10. I was like, bro, this shit be real? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I was upset when I found out that kids were just getting like kidnapped, pumped with heroin, and then made to like fight wars for these people. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, what kind of world is this? Like, that's wild that that's true. And I'm glad that like my mom was like real about it when she wasn't like, no, that doesn't really happen or anything. She's like, yeah, that shit's real, bro. Count your lucky stars. But I feel like it did make me have like a cynical outlook on life. That shit is crazy.
Skittles and rainbows.
Yeah, nah. But I feel like if you're oblivious to it all, fucking, you can have a great day every single day. You know what I mean? Or if you like don't ever like go looking for what's wrong. You know what I mean? I
That's
feel
why
like
people believe in God.
yeah, but how do you
But
believe in
like
a
the
god that
super uber church people.
does that? Wow, that was my shit.
Well,
Like
because
what?
there has to be a differentiation. Like there's some people in that are lesser, and you're like okay with it because you teach yourself to be okay with it. And so like when someone's when someone sucks, it's like oh no, it's their own fault. You know, like
Yeah,
like not because they're lacking the resources or because like they have like what is it, historical trauma, like they're just brainwashed with religion, like
yeah.
because
I feel like religion definitely does kind of breed hate in some aspects. Like its core values, I think, are obviously good. You know what I mean? Like treat people right, don't do fucked up shit. Like those shits are cool. But I feel like a lot of people just like bend shit to their own selfish wills and cause issues for other
you mean
people.
fucking priests are nasty ass motherfuckers, like it's nasty, bro. It's an abuse of power. Oh my god.
Yeah, nah, it's
You
wild.
shouldn't trust anyone who doesn't have sex, like it just gives it up. Like, no.
I mean, there's
No.
people that are like legit asexual that just like that part of their brain hasn't developed.
Yeah, that shit weird.
Like that's
Right.
real. Just like there's people that are like hypersexual where they gotta have sex like 4 times a day, and they'll literally do anything to make it happen. They'll be fucking random ass people that they don't even know just because
I
they
guess
have to
no
nut.
judgments, man.
Yeah, I'm saying so like it's possible that somebody completely doesn't need or want sex, but there are people that definitely abuse their power positions. The world's fucking crazy.
Powerful ass people, the church.
So Slater, like I really haven't talked to you
the
since
church?
what?
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna keep going. I was like, the church is the reason why colonialism happened.
Yeah, no, that's why like every war has ever started because of religion. If you really think about it, it's all in the name of God. We kill people. But back to like actual stuff.
Sorry.
Like the last time I talked to you was when we were doing like the BFR stuff. Really, like that's the last time we ever were like actually talking regularly.
It was it was that gallery. It was that gallery. You know, tab.
No, oh yeah. Like I've seen you like a couple times since then, but like since we were actually in contact and like talked about anything other than like just catching up type deals, you know what I mean? Was
Oh yeah, yeah.
when we were in BFR or like when we were like helping out with like Live Great and stuff and had that studio. Right after that, you had this J Rock show essentially, and like I'd never really talked to you about that. Like how was that? I feel like it's probably been one of your bigger shows, right?
Yeah, it's probably my biggest show to be honest. That show was tight, man. It was cool. Um, it was like what 600 people sold out. Did like 2 songs. It was cool, but it was kind of weird at the. This is what I mean by like feeling like the Batman, but not really at the same time, which I kind of did like 30 minutes ago. But it's just like after I did all that shit, it was like they kind of gave me the little cold shoulder and shit. But other than that, it was really fucking dope because I've never got to rock a crowd that big before, and I gained fans from that shit, like some pretty nice amount. And I had that bitch jumping with like 2 songs. So to me, that was an accomplishment, but it was kind of weird energy because
Which one did you do?
Huh?
What songs did you do?
I did Innocence and Palace. So I tried to do the most like
Good songs.
high energy songs I could. So I knew I only had like so much time. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and it just felt I don't know. It just felt like like I kind of got slighted in a way because the DJ like was saying my name wrong and shit. And
How you
it's
say
like
Slater
clear.
Black wrong? What the what was he saying?
That's I don't know what he said. He said like slatter or he said something. He said some stupid shit.
He
It
was
was just
just
some
being a
stupid
bitch to you, bro. You looked at him
Yeah,
wrong or
no,
something.
that's how they all were though. That's the thing though. That's how they all were, bro. Like they whole little TDE thing was like they were kind of weird, man. It was just kind of like it was weird because it was like I knew they listened to the music before I even came to the venue.
Yeah.
So I know in their head like, damn, this nigga nice, like he tight. So it was kind of like weird. And like when I got off, like nobody really not that I was expecting motherfuckers to be like, oh, bro, you tall. Oh. But it was like, damn, like, to have that encouragement from them, like, yo, you did your stuff, little homie, like, you did your thing. Like, me I look up to this label and, like, man, like, to have that camaraderie would be, you know what I mean, boost my shit. But I didn't get really, I didn't get none of that. Not that I wasn't expecting it, I wasn't mad about it. But, like, after a while, maybe some months looking at hindsight, I'm like, damn, they kind of gave me a little cold shoulder. Like that shit was kind of weird. Like, but overall, it's fun as fuck.
That does kind of suck. I feel like I don't know if you remember that band that I kind of like worked with a little bit, Howard Till Midnight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They had some shows like that where they like played, they like opened for bigger bands and stuff. And I always felt like the biggest like sign of respect that those like artists ever did was they like came and like listened to their set for like even like 30 seconds, a minute or something. Like they went stood by like side stage and like actually
Right,
listened for a second. Like did
right.
they do anything like that?
Man, they didn't do none of that shit,
Yeah.
bro. They didn't do nothing. I'm telling you, bro. I don't know if you guys know who Reed is.
Well, the way the stage is kind of weird because like they would have to come out of the back room. I feel like it's like a back room,
Where
right?
was it?
Like
No, so it was like
Crescent.
the ballroom, Crescent Ballroom. Yeah,
You could
Crescent
see them
Ballroom.
from the that back
Yeah,
area though.
yeah,
Like
yeah. You can come. You can go to the side stage. Like the way it's set up is like you have the back door, like the back door of the building, and then you come through, and then like the stage is kind of like to the left, and then the green room and shit is to the left too. So like the door is literally facing the 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 side of the stage, like the right side of the stage. So like you
okay.
can literally see the crowd and everything. But I mean, they didn't really, they didn't come out or nothing like that. I ain't get really no props or nothing like that.
Yeah.
So,
And
but,
did you at least get
but
like a
yeah,
picture or something? Like damn.
I got a picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
again, it just felt like weird energy. It just kind of felt like they
Like they were like contractually obligated by Crescent Ballroom to bring a local, and they're like, it's fucking whoever gets the most retweets, just bring him.
Yeah, yeah. It just, it
Yeah,
felt exactly like that.
I feel you. I mean, so like, I mean, essentially, you did get to play in front of like a big crowd. That's cool. And
Yeah.
like, you do you feel like you converted those into, I guess, at the time, Slater fans?
Oh, for sure. It got definitely attention of uh some industry people too. Um, I definitely have fans in there. They were like really fucking with me. I got to like some girl wanted to take a picture and shit.
Like,
You know what I mean? Like I was doing my thing, so it was cool as fuck. It was like my experience. I don't know how everybody else was because there was like mad performing before me. Like there was mad openers. I thought I was gonna be the only opener to be honest, but it
oh
was
shit,
mad
okay.
open. It was hella, bro. Like when I say hella, it was hella openers. And but when I
Damn,
got
is
on stage,
that how he got the? He had to do that to sell the show out or something? Like get the locals to sell some tickets? Like
you
that's
know what?
weird. Why did they have so many openers
I really don't know, bro. And they were up there for last minute, like we 15-minute sets, 20-minute
for
sets, like
opens?
opens, bro. Like they were
Wow.
up there for hot ass
They
minute.
might have charged some of those people.
When I
Yeah,
when I saw when I saw Migos perform at the at the one Celebrity Theater, they had a couple of openers, which is weird to me because it's Migos.
A
You know what I
couple
mean?
is fine. Like 2 to maybe 3 max. Anything past that is weird.
But they were local. They
Yeah,
were
that's
local. They
fine.
weren't like someone
this
traveling
show
there.
had like fucking about 5 different fucking artists, bro. Like hella, bro. It was like what the fuck, like
Yeah.
hell it is on this stage, bro.
I've definitely
Yeah,
seen like
yeah.
rock shows that have like 3 local bands, then like a traveling band and then the main band. Like I've definitely seen that. That way it's like fucking like 5-6 hours of music, you know what I mean? Like you're paying for like a whole thing.
Facts.
But that's like big venues.
But shit.
So wait,
Other than that, bro,
this project drops tomorrow?
tomorrow, February 22nd, 3-piece EP.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Where can we
So
find it?
yeah,
Because by the
well,
time this comes
yeah.
out,
This is like the anybody who's in here listening, which I think there's like 3 people right now, will know that it's coming out tomorrow. But this actual podcast is coming out on Friday.
Oh shit. Well,
So
shit. By that time.
give like a like what you hope happens with it. You know what I mean? Like
I really hope. I want people to just know that I got the best pen out here. You can't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? I've been out here. I'm gonna continue to be out here and doing my thing. This is great music. This is great music for people that want to recreate the rules, man, recreate, you know, what it what motherfuckers try to set the standard to be and everything. Nobody cares about none of that bullshit. Nobody cares about none of that politic and shit. Make good music and shut up. That's what this shit is.
You don't want 20,000 likes?
You said what?
You want 20,000
You
likes?
don't want 20,000 likes?
Fuck no, I don't care about no 20,000. Like, give me
Bro,
20,000.
but if you woke up on Tuesday morning and your shit had 10,000 likes and 2,000 retweets, you'd be fucking happy as shit. Because your shit would about to be popping. Guaranteed.
Oh yeah, because I'm gonna figure out how to turn that into some paper. Like honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm gonna figure out. I'm like, okay.
Website up the.
Next day, we'd make sure.
Up the
mock-ups and some merch.
Yes, bro. Like here, buy this.
You'd move real quick.
Crazy.
But I don't think obviously that's like a realistic thing. I think if you, like we were talking about, kind of release stuff on a very consistent basis. I've always kind of believed in your craft. You know what I mean? It's just that's the same struggle that so many people have. Even us, dude. We've collectively done this interview. I would say started 3 separate times. Not the specific ones, but like our interviews have had 3 life cycles, essentially. And like
they're a whole different name.
Yeah.
we also went through a name change.
Yeah. Well, I feel like there will be an Outlet season 3. You know what I mean? But I was creating the Outlet season 2 with a very specific curated set of people. You know what I mean? It was really meant to showcase different types of talent in Arizona. Like we specifically got like clothing brands, photographers, comedians, musicians, artists. Like it was a very curated thing. Like that was season 2 of the Outlet. Season 1 was the shop that we had when we rented out the studio and everything. And there definitely will be a season 3, but I don't think this is that anymore. This is branched off into its own thing. Like this time we only have you on right now, but like in all reality, the goal of this all is to have like 4 to 6 people every time. So it's way more like conversational and friendly and like not always so much about like somebody having a launch. You know what I mean? Like obviously like we're happy to have you and like I am very interested because I am a big fan of yours. But like the goal of the podcast is to be much more talking about Batman and Tom Brady getting those 7 rings and like all this other shit. And
we're
like,
not talking about Tom Brady ever again.
I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna bring up Tom Brady at least one more time.
One more time.
Yeah, and it's probably gonna be that he is Eli Manning's son. That's all I wanted to say about it. I mean, bro, if you had been at that Super Bowl though, and like you were telling me this, and it turned out that you had gone and everything, and you saw that David Tyree catch and them spoil that perfect season, I'd be mad jealous. Mad jealous. Crazy.
Yeah, that'll be a memory I'll always keep in my brain.
Yeah. So for anybody that is listening to this on Friday or after, and that doesn't or hasn't listened to the music already, where can we find it?
Yeah, you can find it at SoundCloud, which is Sohleè. You can find it at lgdarecords.com. Once we update that shit, you can find it on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, YouTube, pretty much all that shit motherfuckers be listening to on phones and everything, because everybody got all the apps. So it's like, you know, you can listen to it everywhere you play music. That's where it's all going. iHeartRadio, Deezers,
okay,
all that.
All right, and if you are searching for it,
still Slater Black though, right?
Yeah, like
for some of the old shit.
That's what I was gonna say. Like how is
Slater Black?
It's updated now. Yeah,
it is.
For a minute, it was like still. I know Apple Music still had my shit under like Slater Black, but officially like.
So that's all changed over. Your whole discography is gonna be under Sohleè.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what's the name of the project?
3-piece.
3-piece. Okay. And is it like the number 3 or spelled out?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like number 3 and then piece like a 5.
All right, and then you want to just shout out like your Twitter and Instagram in case people are lazy and they just want to go find the links on your page. Drop a follow.
Man. follow me on Twitter, Instagram at Soleil the God. Soleil spelled Solhee, the God, Ghaud. That's on Instagram and Twitter. Again, God is spelled Ghaud, and then Soleil Solhee.
I mean, it's really good that you said it exactly like that because I feel like a lot of people don't get it, but it really reminded me of like when people call and leave a voicemail, and it's like an important one. So you're like, I've got to make sure they have my name and my number because these bitches gotta call me back. That's what it reminded me of. But I appreciate you coming by. It's been a while since we've chat in general, and then I mean, you were like the first one I think on our YouTube thing. I wasn't even in that one. I was the camera guy at that point. Bro, it was with you, Lanks, and Raw. We were in Michael's apartment on the west side on the couch. And I was just,
Indian, no, McDowell.
yeah, that was before Mike. Like, that was basically like your guys' introduction in a way. And then I was there filming. And then we did other interviews after that for a little bit. And then kind of just linked up with you too. That stuff for a little bit
at the Starbucks.
Yeah, no, I remember all that shit. I remember the text you gave me, bro. I remember I was sitting in the living room with Rob. I was like, "Hey, bro, hey, Mike want to manage this." He's like, "Oh, for real?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "What you gonna tell him?" I was like, "Shit, I'm telling him, yeah, shit." But nah, I remember all of that shit, bro. That's crazy. I can't even watch the interview. I cringe.
Oh, dude, I watched them back, and yeah, nah, it's we're very different people now. All of us, you know what I mean?
Nah.
Because we were talking about Planet X and that shit, bro.
Oh shit.
What the fuck is that? This project that we're talking about on this podcast better be coming out tomorrow. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that shit coming out. But let me touch on Planet X real quick.
Okay.
Planet X dropped for like 24 to 48 hours, and I deleted that shit because I didn't like it.
I didn't even know it dropped. You got it? Oh.
The 3-piece.
Oh shit, he's got that. Okay.
That's super lame.
I got the exclusives.
Send him that shit so he can listen to it, bro.
I don't know how we got so many views on those first videos, bro. I don't know how that worked. Like, your video was like 200
wings.
Some other shit. Like, we got like 500 on Ventures. What does she call herself now? It's not that, right?
She changed her name?
Bro, she's changed her name a couple times, I think.
I thought she sang music. I thought she was on.
I don't know what her deal is.
Shit, yeah, man. It's crazy, man. We all, you know what I'm saying? Came from the Rugrats to the All Grown Up show.
I got 2 babies now.
That shit is wild. Christian's about to pop out one.
Man.
Bravo's next. We all know it.
Man, Lover Boy. Shit, I'm about to have me a kid, low key.
Ooh.
Nah,
hey, relax.
Nah, I'm about to have a god kid though.
Hey, that's good enough, bro. You can show as much love as you want to that kid, with
Exactly.
no real responsibility.
Exactly.
Deuces right after.
Yeah, you're like, oh, you crying? Oh, I got a business call. I gotta step out.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not raising him. You know I just give him some, some shoes, some clothes, or something. Give him a slap. Give him a high dab.
Yeah, teach him how. That's the only cool shit about little kids is like you can teach them new shit, and they think like you're the coolest person and teach them how to like dap up or something. And then like when you see a little kid dap up, you're like, damn, that's fucking hilarious. But then like all the other shit is just awful. All the diapers and walking in the middle of your podcast, and I'm just kidding. I saw
Say
Oliver.
goodnight to me.
Yeah.
How dare him?
Yeah, he needs
It's
it.
his bedtime.
Damn, already, bro. I remember that shit. Hey, have you caught Oliver playing video games past bedtime yet?
Not yet. He's a good kid, bro.
Bro, I used to do that shit. I'd have my little Nintendo Game Boys and shit under my pillows. I'd set it all up, and then bedtime, boom, lights off, DS on. I was ready.
I set it all up.
Oh, I was playing for hours after bedtime, bro. Hours. I remember the day I got caught though. Oh, I wasn't good.
How old were you?
I was, younger than 10 for sure.
Yo, were you guys the
Yeah.
kids that like
These
woke up an
days.
hour before school just to play video games?
Nah,
Oh,
I
shit.
woke up
Yeah.
last second. I stayed up. I stay up late to do shit, but I won't wake up to do shit before what I have to do.
Uh,
In middle school, I used to walk to school. It was like 2 streets down, and then Gilberto at the time. You know Gilberto. You know Fernando. Fernando's older brother.
yeah.
Um, we used to like walk to school together. So he'd come by my place because he used to live at Del Mar Terrace. So he'd come by my place, and then we would just play games. We'd always be late to fucking homeroom, always, bro, because we were like playing Madden or some shit, and it was like competitive. So like, and my mom wasn't home, so like we could like, I'm seeing myself out, So yeah, I would go. We would have to run to school and still late every fucking day.
Yeah, I used
We
to
used to
walk to
listen to
school.
Afro Man at the time.
I've honestly only ever listened to the one song.
Facts.
I know he's got other music, but
Bro, he has funny ass music.
are they all kind of like in that same light?
Yeah.
You see when he beat up that girl who touches.
Yeah,
Bro, on stage.
Yeah, he was whooping her ass, bro. That shit was
that's
fucked
fucked
up.
up. Don't hit anybody, but don't hit women for sure. Damn. Yeah, that's wild. But yeah,
He was gangbanging and shit too, bro. Yeah, he wild.
it's wild that once people like have some sort of success that they continue to do that. Like I feel like the logical thing would be to like kind of maneuver to pivot, you know what I mean? Not like cut
But like
people off and
now,
shit,
like
but
us growing up though, we grew up under like a microscope. Social media is like so big. Like
yeah.
back then, bro,
You,
people didn't know shit. If you put your hands on somebody, someone might not ever find out.
yeah, that's true. That's true. That's wild.
Different.
Well, I think this is kind of a good place to end it. Again, I appreciate you for stopping by.
Yeah, man.
Any last words, Mike?
I know you have some shit coming, and the drums, the drums on that one song.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's like, bro,
Black Summer. Yeah.
if the world if the world opens up, man, I really hope they get the opportunity to listen to that together, like a bunch of people. Like they need to hear it. Um, let's see what else. No, I mean we got another one of these coming on next Sunday, same around the same time. My wife's asking me to like do them later,
Later in the day?
so
Like
I'm
what
bringing them
time
out.
later?
She probably want to do it like 8, to be honest, but we could talk about it off.
Yeah. We'll
off
see.
mic.
We'll see.
We'll see. But yeah, I appreciate you coming here. You're more than welcome to come back again. Just let us know ahead of time, just to make sure we're not at capacity. Because I've been like letting some people know. And if you have anyone that you could think of that you want to bring on, again, you're more than welcome to. Just let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I want to shout a couple people out before we end up going.
Do it.
There's some rappers. Dobie Dobe. He went to my high school. He's my age. Um,
Oh yeah.
and his homie J Wop. J Wop just dropped a project. Sway.
Fire.
Bro, it's good. It's music. It's musical. Like
Yeah.
there's like he got girls singing the hook. Like his hooks are like well done. They're not just like you could tell where like this. All right, I need to say something real quick that rhymes, and then let's move forward. Let's make another. Let's make the song 2 seconds long. And like you could tell like he put some time into this. So um, Suede, you can find it on everything. Really good though, and I know they're from Phoenix, but I don't think they like I don't think they represent Phoenix. I don't think they're here like technically right now. I don't think they, but I don't know them, so I'm just looking at the internet. But I see them doing shit. It's cool. Music's good. I don't have anything else to shout out. One more. Actually, one more. Never Good Enough drops on Friday. This episode will probably be out.
Hey,
That's it. That's it.
When is Ray's drop? Do we know?
Oh no.
Or is that still just like getting teased and stuff?
Skin teased.
Okay.
It's well done. I do like it.
Yeah. I mean, I seen some people already
Put a
got
lot
the
of effort
tease.
into it.
I seen it on Instagram.
I know. Like, how did I not get one?
Cause you ain't got tits.
I made the fucking website. How did I not get one?
I just
thought I'm
said
an
it.
employee.
I just told you.
I was an
What?
employee.
The only people I seen who have it are girls.
Oh, I'm not pretty enough? Okay.
Man,
You need to grow your hair longer.
I actually curl it up or
You
something.
need to start doing more squats.
I need to do more squats for sure.
All right, dog. Any last words, Slater, from you?
Shit, man. Thank y'all for having me on here. Fucking, anybody out there, just keep being great, keep mashing, bro. Your shit going, you know what I mean? I love what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? Outlet, this shit is fire. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all tap in with my guy. You know what I'm saying? That's really all I gotta say. 3-piece coming, or by the time this come out, already. So don't be stupid, don't be foolish. Make sure you tap in with the tap ins.
3-piece
West
number
Side
5
Rap.
on Billboard.
You know what I'm saying? We going number 1.5 on the Billboard. You know what I'm saying? We finna, you know what I mean? We trying to get a Grammy. You know what I mean? We want the iHeartRadio awards too. T awards. You know what I'm saying? For that, you know what I mean? We gonna get the MTV movie and shit too. So for that one, with 3-piece drop. But yeah, hopefully the label, let me recoup my money back and shit like that. Yeah.
That's always the goal. All right, dog.
Okay. All right, man.
This will conclude the episode.